is London.
Well, here comes another post-apocalyptic film, Mortal Engines. Depicts a world, get this, where cities move around on wheels and then consume each other.
Of course.
CBC film critic Eli Glasser is here with his take. I don't know, I'm kind of trying to get my head around that, but what do you...
All right, let me try and explain. So this comes from Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, all that, and his brain trust. The director is Christian Rivers, worked on Lord of the Rings and King Kong. Same for the writers, and Jackson is a co-writer, so we know who to blame. Now, as you mentioned, this movie introduces the concept of, listen to this, municipal Darwinism. In a post-apocalyptic world, giant predator cities hunt each other. The apex predator is the city of London. Having gobbled up the smaller burbs, it's crossed over to Europe. Inside this rolling engine of destruction is a whole cast of characters. Thaddeus Valentine, that name alone, is the power-mad leader of London, played by Hugo Weaving. He's secretly building a secret weapon to end the war once and for all. And then there's Tom Nastworthy, the naive historian who just happens to collect old technology. Super weapon, old technology. I wonder. Then there's Catherine Valentine, the daughter of Thaddeus, who thinks Dad is just a swell guy. Here is Tom showing Catherine how people blew up the Earth in the first place. Let's learn.
Check this out. This is what I wanted to show you.
Oh, that looks fine. Oh, no!
It's a quantum energy weapon. There were dozens of them, all over the globe.
My God, indeed. So that brings us up to speed. You have this kind of bad Mad Max knockoff where traction cities roll around like they own the place, but the anti-tractionists, the supporter of the static cities, if you're following me, are threatening to strike, especially Hester Shaw, a secret agent who has vowed revenge on Valentine.
You used a couple of words to kind of give it away. You said, we know who to blame.
Right.
You say it's a bad Mad Max knockoff. I'm going to guess you don't think this is great.
This is the worst film I've seen all year. Now, I should warn you, at the end of the film, I saw this at a public screening, there were people behind me applauding, but it might have been out of relief or ironically. That's my theory. Now, I know your 5-year-old brain might think the idea of giant cities smashing into each other sounds like it would be fun, but let me burst that bubble, because here is the footage of the one and only battle between the moving cities, the giant alpha city London and a tiny Bavarian mining town that is gobbled up like a whale swallowing minnows. Then we're introduced to the most fearsome mechanism of all, the groaning monstrosity known as the screenplay. This is a film where the characters only open their mouths to explain parts of the plot, such as Thaddeus Valentine, the power-hungry leader, talking about the dangerous rebel Hester. Let's take a look.
Hester Shaw. She won't stop until I'm dead.
Unless you kill her first.
Unless you kill her first. And here is Hester storming the gates with the help of the noble Asian pilot who lives in the city hiding behind the Great Wall. Let's take a look at that.
You sure you want to do this?
I have to, for my mother.
You look at her, and all you see are the jagged edges. But she is something quite different. She is beautiful and strange.
So very touching and confusing. Sadly, I don't have time to tell you about the subplot concerning Hester and her zombie robot father who raised her as an orphan in the wastelands. But speaking of waste, $100 million budget reportedly. I wouldn't spend a penny. 1 star out of 5.
Wow, so this is the lump of coal in the movie stocking.
Yeah, Jackson, go back to Hobbit land.
Thank you, Eli.
You're welcome.